Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Moletrap. I'm coming at you here with Cholera, and we are going to be actually doing the entire set of Lecaf versus KTF. There are some great matchups in this entire series, and so we have decided to do the whole entire set from beginning to end, whether there's 3 games or 5. We're going to do them all. So this first game is Flash versus Hiya, which should be a very interesting matchup. Flash, of course, normally would be considered an auto win. He's going to be in the yellow in the top right-hand corner, by the way. But, you know, he hasn't been playing up to his usual par lately. He's been choking a little bit and that sort of thing. So Hiya, who's in the bottom left-hand corner in teal, is going to stand a little bit of a chance. You know, he hasn't been playing terribly well against Terran lately, but he hasn't been playing poorly either. He's beaten some decent players and also lost to some decent players. So it's it's going to be hard to tell. They actually played in Pro League last season and Flash beat Hiya. So if that's any indication, then that might say how this match is going to go. But Flash has been really shaky lately. Anything can happen with him, honestly.
Yeah, I would say more, except that would probably spoil the results of some of the series that are casted recently. But in any case, this map is Chipeng Ryong, the Autumn Wind, and I will actually, probably by the time this video goes up, I'll have a map preview in my channel where I try to go over the details of this really fun map, actually. I really like this map. There's a bunch of rolling hills that lead in the narrow, well, not narrow, but in the main valley leading between the two players. There's a bunch of hills, ups and downs, and then there's two side I guess hills or plateaus you can use to get from one base to another, and those are really interesting too. Looks like, interesting enough, Hiya is actually building a refinery before barracks there, so he really wants to get gas. This could indicate to us that he's going for a fast rush of some sort, some kind of fast tech rush, and we do see him putting his barracks down now. Flash, on the other hand, I'm not sure if he's going for 14 command center again. Oh, that person wants to expose that girl's face. But it'll be interesting. Flash, of course, I would say is a big favorite here, so this is perhaps why Hiya is going to go for a non-standard build here, going for the early gas. It could be the beginning of a two-port Wraith rush, or possibly, well, yeah, most likely it's a two-port Wraith. And Flash, I think, is going for the 14 command center. No, Flash, yeah. Okay, Flash has just put down his barracks and his gas right now. It was interesting how early Hiya put his stuff down, so that was really interesting. I think that was something like an 8 refinery. What do you think that means, Moletrap, what Hiya is doing?
I didn't see. I should have paid more attention to when he put down his stuff. I don't think it was. Did he put down the refinery before his supply depot? Did you notice that? I wasn't paying
After
that much
supply
attention.
depot.
Okay,
It was like probably like 8 supply depot.
Okay, what I suspect just happened is I think Flash was planning on going for something silly like a 14 command center or a 12 CC or something like that. And probably what happened is when Hiya's SCV came in there early, he said, "Okay, I've been scouted. I can't get away with that anymore. So I'm going to switch up and go for some tech instead." And that's why I think he planted down the barracks and the refinery immediately, because I don't think Hiya was early. I think it was just that Flash was late. That's my interpretation. I could be wrong on that. And so yeah, because Hiya kind of doing the standard build. You get you wait till I
This
think
could be
12.
a fake. I'm just saying right now, look at the gas right now. Hiya right now has 1 SCV on gas, and looks like he is going to put 2 more SCVs on gas there, so it was a fake. You see what I'm saying? You wanted Flash to think he was going to dual starport. You wanted Flash to think he was going FD, and dual starport's going down for Hiya Fu here. Hiya Fu totally anticipating Flash's fast expand. Flash is probably oversaturated with SCVs, and he's going to want to expand to to be able, well, not oversaturated, but he has more SCVs than he should, given his opening build was trying to go for a 14 command center. I think I agree with you there, and this is going to be really interesting to see how Flash fights us off.
Yeah, he probably had those extra minerals. I mean, he couldn't just get rid of the minerals that he'd worked up for that command center. So even though he put down some buildings to get that tech early on for defense, so he couldn't get hit by an early push, he still had him, and that's why I think he's decided to go for this. He's still into an expansion after the factory, but that was sheer genius, though. Like you pointed out, that was really good of you to catch that. Taking the SCVs off gas as a fake. Yeah. And then putting them back on again, planning down 2 starports. So he is going to have a bit of a rush here, and I'm not sure Flash is going to be ready for it because he's getting that command center out. He has a few Marines here, but I mean he's lifted off his barracks, so there's nothing he can do unless he gets an armory up. Oh, there's the armory going down.
Oh,
so if this is going to be a matter of timing, if Hiya goes straight in with his wraiths, he might be able to do some damage. But if Flash can distract him for just a few moments with those few Marines, or if Hiya is a little bit slow about it, then Flash will be able to start getting Goliaths out and combat this. And so it's going to be almost up to a little bit of luck. It's going to be up to who has more guts as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. And Hiya is kind of going around Flash's Marines out in the middle of the map. Hiya going in the back very quickly. So Hiya's going to be able to do some economic damage here before Flash can react.
He is, I think, and Hiya, targeting SCV, building the armory. I think the armory will get finished pretty soon anyway, though, so Flash is going to have 2 Goliaths out momentarily. We'll see if Hiya decides to commit and put down a control tower and research a cloak upgrade for his raids. Oh man, Flash still has not gotten the armory down. Okay, now the armory is finally completed for Flash. Those 2 raids might be able to pick off all those Marines, actually. I'm not sure exactly. It depends on how well they dance. It looks like they're dancing quite well. They're Flash whittled down to 2 Marines now, and I think the pair of raids might be able to take them down. I think more raids are coming in, yeah. There comes the reinforcing raids, and we are seeing the control tower. We are seeing cloak upgrade here, so Flash is going to have a real uphill battle here, and this is what's defeated Flash many times in the past. In his series, for example, against 4GG, he faced this kind of stuff all the time. Lots of technical rushes against Flash's fast expand builds, and once again, Flash looks like he's kind of vulnerable to it. Although he has an armory up, and he has 2 Goliaths, and he's going to have scanners soon. So perhaps Flash will be able to survive after all, and then Hiya will be in huge trouble.
Yeah, that could be a problem in the long run. Flash has lost a lot of SCVs, though. I think he's lost at least 5 or 6 SCVs to this. So that's kind of important to note. But he does have those Goliaths out now, and he's taking kind of a forward position, trying to push in here, actually, and do some damage. He knows that Hiya doesn't have a lot of forces on the ground, and so I think he's trying to do some damage on Hiya here. It's going to come down to a lot of micro here in these coming minutes, and it's going to be up to Flash to use his scans wisely. He's going to have 2 scanners, but he's going to have to be very careful in how he uses them and not just waste them here. And there's the Cloak going on, so Cloak is definitely upgraded, taking out a few SCVs. Scan goes down, minimal damage with that scan, so 1 scan essentially wasted. Only 2 Goliath shots get off on those SCVs, and Flash realizes he kind of needs to focus in. No, never mind. I thought he was going to try and focus all of his SCVs for now on one location. Oh, nice scan going off. A few Goliaths getting a few shots off on those raids. So Flash doing a decent job of pulling this off. I don't think. Hiya's accomplishing a lot of damage. He's still killing off SCVs, but I don't think it's enough because he's just now getting his expansion up. In the meantime, I think Flash has a few more forces on the ground. He's going to be able to, if he can just hold off those wraiths a little bit longer, I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, did you notice that when Flash was putting down his command center, I think the armory was very, very early, and I think that was very smart by Flash. I think Flash sensed something was going on. His spider sense, or as you say, his spider mind sense was buzzing. Maybe when he brought his second scouting SCV there, he saw that there was only 2 Marines. Maybe he just suspected something, that Hiya was going to go for some kind of cheese. Vulture drop might be possible. Goliaths, as we realize, are quite good against any kind of drop play. So Flash is certainly in a commanding lead here, and if Flash doesn't mess up, I think Flash is going to take this game. Flash at 2 bases long before Hiya did, and I don't think there was enough damage there done by Hiya to really say those 2-port rates were worth it, or even made the game even at all. I think Flash is in a commanding lead right now.
I think he is too. The only thing to think about though is Hiya it looks like he's trying to establish. It looks like something's going on in the middle of the map that we can't see at the moment. But nice work, Hiya. Just flying a race over there.
Charon boosters.
Yeah. But it looked like Hiya was trying to establish a kind of line in the middle of the map. He had a few siege tanks there.
Right.
And so I don't know if that. Okay, those are still there. So if Hiya kind of holds that high ground, though, he might still be in an okay position going into the middle of the map. Flash actually coming in with a lot of siege tanks, though. I think Hiya may have been, I'm not sure exactly what he's been doing for the last minute, but he's fallen a little bit behind here. He's run around and gotten his wraiths randomly killed, and he apparently hasn't been macroing up tanks. So, yeah, Flash definitely in a lead here. I thought that Hiya might be able to kind of use this high ground to his advantage, but, I'm not sure now. And now it looks like he might even lose the tank over here. No, he's falling back. Okay, so good move on his part. I think that would be a bad move if he split up his forces, because, we've seen kind of that happen before where on this map, if you split up your forces, uh, the other player can just kind of move their whole army around and pick off parts of it, and doesn't work too well. So I don't know. It looks like. Do you think Flash is trying to set up, trying to protect that side of the map for an expansion, or do you think he's just going to power in with just 2 bases?
I think most likely he won't be able to power in with just 2 bases worth of tanks. I think Flash would be wise to set up a starport of his own right now and get some dropships, knowing that Hiya does not have really any anti-air because Flash has, has taken out almost all of the raids. Hiya probably will not be able to get lots of glides out, in any comparable number to Flash. So Flash will actually have the mobility advantage if he can really just capitalize on it, getting some starports with dropships. Hiya, meanwhile, expanding at the lower right there. I'm not sure if Flash knows that's coming. Hiya pushing forward with tanks also, and Flash looks like he's going to get one tank sniped off. The Wraith goes down, though. So Hiya right now has no support units for his tanks. It's just pure tanks for Hiya. I think maybe one Goliath out. I'm not sure whose Goliath that was, actually. The video resolution isn't so great. But yeah, I mean, I think this position isn't the closest hill to Flash. This is the central hill that Hiya has the tanks on it. Oh, Flash is going to pick off that SCV with his one Hero Marine here. That's going to slow Hiya down a little bit. If it was the hill overlooking Flash's base, Flash would have been in much bigger trouble, but I think this position right now is not that harmful for Flash, and I think Flash still is going to, he's not any kind of positional trouble. I think if he just techs up to those dropships, he'll have a big advantage.
Yeah, you're right. It does. Okay, so Flash is now setting up that expansion in the top left-hand corner. It looks like both players kind of settling into, well, I won't say a standard TVT, but the stereotypical TVT of just having your firing lines, your lines of tanks, and trying to protect your section of the map. This is it's an interesting map for that kind of thing because it is kind of narrow, so it's pretty easy to divide the map in half, and that's kind of what's going on here. Except Flash is actually he's trying to move in and kind of draw a noose around Hiya at this point. He's trying to take the lower right ground here. He's got a few tanks up on that ridge in a nice spot, and Hiya not even realizing they were there. I
Nice.
don't think getting a tank just totally sniped there. So Flash, if he can just hold this territory that he's established now, I think he's going to be good for the long run. But he also, though, has spread himself out a little bit. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how it goes because Hiya, he could theoretically pull his forces together into one army and attack one of the positions on the sides, but then he's going to lose his kind of a established front in the middle if he does that. So it could go either way.
Hiya really has to do a lot of damage with his dropships to make them worthwhile. We'll see if he decides to drop right on top of Flash's tanks. But man, Flash is pushing down right the middle. I was wrong. Flash has enough ground forces to make the push alone, unassisted by dropships. Here comes the dropships of Hiya. Hiya dropping all over there, but Flash coming in from both sides. He's got the tanks flanking from the south. Hiya's drop completely fails here. Hiya's drop, wow, just getting completely wiped out. I thought for a second Flash was going to take a lot of damage, but brilliant, brilliant play. GG coming from Hiya. What a great command of the map there from Flash. I have to say, best-like performance. Best, of course, being so good at flanking. Hiya looking rather unhappy there. Flash picking up the first game for KTF. Really, I thought that was commanding use of the map there. Just pulling in. I mean, just Flash showing that he's so versatile. In this game, he was the superb tank commander, I have to say. Just really using his tanks brilliantly. And I thought he was going to go for dropships. It's just pure tanks and pretty much pulling it off there. Very nice by Flash.
That was amazing, and what I think clinched that battle was he actually took those forces that he'd set up as a contain in the bottom right and brought them up to the middle and came from both sides for the win. So GG, guys, GG.
GG.